Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden NFL 23 defensive plays video breakdown, I'm going to take a look at alternate hot routes when setting up the silver shoot pinch, which is out of the nickel 3-3 will defense that I just showed. So the breakdown that I did the other day on this is just a continuation of this particular breakdown that you see on your screen, which is called this blitz setup screams heat even if the running back stays in the pass block. Now, if you guys hadn't had a chance to check this out, what I suggest doing is I'm going to go ahead and show the video, a quick video clip of it, but you can go ahead and watch the actual video breakdown. Put a link in here for you guys so you guys can actually get to the actual video here and watch the full video breakdown if you haven't seen it. But at any rate, that's it right there in a nutshell, what happens with that particular defense when you run this particular setup I just showed here. Now, what I'm going to do now is do the alternate version of it, which is, something that's definitely can bring some pressure, pretty much the same type of pressure. It's just two different adjustments you can make that based on if you want to try these out. So I want to go ahead and do that. Now, before I do that, one of the things I want to go ahead and get into is just show you guys the breakdown that you can actually catch on MaddenGuides.com if you want to go check out the whole full article of it and get a little bit more in depth, maybe some stuff maybe that I hadn't, talked about in the breakdown. So what you can do is you can just head over to MaddenGuides.com. And then you can just go ahead on the front page. You'll see this particular defense, which is called nickel 3-3 will silver shoot pinch. If you so choose, you can read through it and you can see the full video, not only the full video breakdown on here, but also the text and all the info about this particular play right here for you. So it's pretty nice. It's something that that I do pretty much on every single play that I do or every breakdown I do. I just kind of go through it and kind of an old school feel. I know a lot of guys now just want to look at videos and stuff, but I'm still kind of old school. And I do like to go ahead and post these up for you guys. So these are full breakdowns with text and images. And as I said, as you get down to the bottom down here, you actually find a video breakdown as well. And then there's some coaching points that maybe I didn't talk about in the video breakdown that I forgot to talk about, or maybe I did talk about them. I just, whatever, I just put them on here anyways. So anyways, guys, just check out the site because there's a lot of information on the MaddenGuides.com site. Just much like the YouTube channel that I show here, there's a lot of stuff there. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get right on into the setup here. If you guys haven't watched the video called This Blitz Setup Screams Heat, even if the running back stays in the pass block, I'm going to go ahead and just show it to you briefly as far as the coaching adjustments. That way you're not totally lost here. So the one thing you want to do is you want to make sure you go down to zone drop hooks and set that to 0. And then the other thing is you want to go ahead and sub out a defender here. And this particular guy here is actually at the weak side defensive tackle position. Now, I've already done this, and I went ahead and put Williams in here for the Cowboys. Now, he's like an 89 speed. What you want to do is you want to make sure you got a fast defender lined up right there at that position. So again, if you guys haven't watched the video, at least you're not totally lost. I would suggest watching the video before you continue on watching this one here. And remember, I've already said the link is down here in the description below. All right, let's go ahead and get right back into the actual setup here from this one. But these are going to be two alternate adjustments, hot route adjustments that you can make that will make this blitz work pretty nicely as well. So let's go ahead and run the silver shoot pinch out of the 3-3 Cub. And then here on the offensive side of things, we'll go ahead and stick with the Buccaneers playbook, and we'll run this from the wide trail out of the gun bunch halfback strong is the play we'll run here. All right, so here's the setup again. So we're going to go ahead and base a line, go ahead and call press coverage. Now, in the video, the initial video, I showed him to put this guy, when I talk about him, it's going to be this guy right here. Go ahead and put him into a bluff blitz. I'm not going to do that this time. I want to go ahead and make another adjustment that you can make. Now, this is really up to you, but this one works. I would tell you this, maybe not quite as well, but it's certainly one you can do. So the reason I'm going to do this, I'm going to go ahead and put him in a vertical hook right, which is there right there as you look at your screen. Now, the reason that the bluff blitz I think works better is because of the 3 receiver hook, and he's actually supposed to be kind of covering the 3rd receiver, and that to me seems to make it work a little bit better. But you don't have to do that. You can go with this one if you want. The only thing you do have to do is slide him over just a notch over towards the left. And there's one other little thing you're going to do here that's going to change things up, and I'm going to show that to you as we go through it. So let's go ahead and show it to you. And then you're just going to stutter for a second, and then you're going to come up the gut, such as what I just showed there. And the reason you stutter, it's going to get this left guard to block and make sure that he blocks over here. Because if you go too fast, a lot of times he's going to look back here to block this guy right, or he looked to block this guy right here. But by stuttering, then he's going to look over here to block these guys over here. And that's what I did in the video breakdown. So let's go ahead and do the same setup again. and then I'm going to slide him over a notch over to the left. It's the same idea. Pretty much everything's the same except for this part right here where we hot routed him into a hook zone, and then we're going to just pause, and then we're going to come after the quarterback like I just showed there. You got to pause for just a split second. So when that ball snapped, you allow the computer to control him, even though you're in control of him in a sense, but the computer's actually doing the movement. See how the computer's doing that? See how the computer's doing that? The computer went ahead and moved him over for me, so they went ahead and the computer went ahead and dropped him into this area here like he's supposed to, as you look at your screen right there. And then he stops. Now I'm holding down a trigger here. I'm holding down the right trigger or the left trigger. And then what I'm doing at this point is then I come up after the quarterback. So let's go ahead and do it again, the same setup here. And you'll see what I mean by that when I do this. So let's go ahead and do the same thing here. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold it. Once the ball snapped here, oops, lost control of him there. Go ahead and re-snap it again here. See, I just hold him. I'm holding down that right trigger, and then I'm coming at the quarterback. A little late on that one, but you get the idea of that. So just hold down the right trigger. Once he gets there, you can go ahead and just do it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. So once he gets over here, same thing, vertical hook. And then once he gets right there, hold down that right trigger and then come after the quarterback. Now, the cool thing about this is it's not quite as fast pressure as that first one I showed, because remember, they were instantly going after the quarterback pretty much. Here we're delaying the pass rush for a split second. But the cool thing is, if your opponent was to go ahead and try to step up into the pocket, so say he tries to go ahead and step up into here. So he drops back, say he's dropping back like you were seeing here. Then all of a sudden he tries to step back up. Well, the problem because I'm on that delayed rush right here, then I can get him up the middle. If the outside pressure doesn't get to him, say for example, this guy coming off the edge doesn't get to him, then I'm still gonna get to him up the gut. And the other thing is, and I pointed out in that last video breakdown, you'll notice that Parsons is getting in every single time. That's only because right now he's got the X factor basically activated, so he's getting a lot of pressure every single time. But regardless, definitely if you have an X factor, definitely put him at that position where I'm showing right here, because that's going to allow you to get a lot more pressure over there coming off that edge. Even if he doesn't have the X factor edge rush threat rating on or activated, he can still use his abilities and get around a lot of times. So make sure you guys do that as well as far as with this. But you can see right there how this setup works, and it does definitely get some pressure on the quarterback pretty quick as far as with that in there. So that's something you can look at. Now, another adjustment that you can make is this one right here I want to show. And this is another one I like that I think that you guys might like as well. So let's go ahead and go through the same setup. Now, rather than putting this guy into a hook zone or a bluff blitz, this time what we're going to do is we're actually going to put him in man coverage on the running back. So right there, we got him in man coverage on the running back, as you can see on your screen right there. Let's just go ahead and zoom in there so you guys can see that a little bit. See how he's in man coverage now? He's in man coverage on that running back. So it's the same idea. We're just going to slide him over again. Now, the cool thing I like about this one is he actually, you watch when I do this and you'll see it. See, you get right in there pretty quick. You don't have to do the delay. You can go straight into the quarterback, and that might be even more effective than the bluff blitz. Now, I will tell you this. The problem with this one is you can't do this against certain formations. I don't believe it'll work against like 5 wide or anything like that, but you can definitely do it when the running back's in the backfield. See, again, he's in the backfield right there. Let's go ahead and just set this up real quick. And we'll go ahead and slide him over. So it's kind of the same idea as what I showed earlier, but this time we just got him in man coverage there. And then we're just going to come in there and get after the quarterback right there and get after the quarterback. So it's pretty consistent right there as far as that. Let's do it one more time here. Let's redo that again because I messed up on the coverage here. I got so many things going on trying to remember everything. So anyways, there it is right there. There's the setup. And then that's what you got right there. So there's the setup. Pretty simple to do. And then you're just going to allow the allow the defender to go right after the quarterback right there and get some pressure on the quarterback. So it's pretty consistent as far as getting in there, as far as coming up that gut. Now, I obviously kind of messed up a little bit when I came in there, but you can see that the pressure is just really going to come in pretty quick. See right there? You can see on your screen that we're getting some instant pressure on the quarterback. There's really not a whole lot that quarterback can do to get out of that. And the coverages are decent. You know, again, this is a man cover zero defense. So, you know, you're not always going to have the best thing, but you know, it's definitely going to be a defense you can check out. Now, remember, with these setups here, you got to make sure that you go ahead and you know, mix these in with some of the other coverages in the game. Let's go ahead and run this one more time here. Right there, I got the quarterback that time. So definitely some fast pressure there, and something worth checking out as far as with these defenses that I'm showing. So guys, hopefully this is another thing you guys can add to your repertoire. I do want to do one other thing with this, and I talked about running this for some other formation. So let's run this against another formation just real quick, because I want to show you it still works against some of these other formations. Let's do this box one here. Now you're going to notice that the running back is lined up over there towards the left this time. So let's run the same defense here. So kind of think of this maybe as a gun bunch week, you know, where the running back lines up to the left rather than to the right. So you can go ahead and do it as well. Same setup. And you just go ahead and do this. Don't worry about him going out, because you should still get what you want here with this. See right there? I still got in, even though that guy almost still tried to block me, I still got in because he's not really thinking that I'm going to rush. So it's the same setup right there. Same setup that I've showed. And then you just come in after the quarterback. See how that works? You're not getting blocked. So it doesn't work quite as effective, because remember, the difference between here, what I showed earlier, is that the running back lined up here and he was running a route out here towards the right. So what happens is this defender slides in as if he's in man coverage, going to go cover that guy. But because he's lined up here and the running back is now lined up over here to the left, and his running back's going out over this direction, then this guy thinks he's, well, as far as the coverage is, he's supposed to go over here and cover him. But that doesn't really matter, because when you look at that, the left guard still doesn't acknowledge him being a pass rusher, at least initially, and that's why you're allowed to get in. So that's another thing you can do, and keep in mind, this might work a little bit better when the running back's lined up to the right, but it can still work. Now, let me show you one other thing, and I know some of you guys are probably thinking this. Well, Cobra, what about the tight end? What about the tight end? Let's go ahead and run a play with the tight end, running a pass route here. Let's go back out of this formation and go back into the bunch strong here and run another play with the running back with this. Let's go back to the trail, the one that we ran earlier. Let's do the trail play right there. And what about maybe this? What if I did this? What if I hot routed this guy as you look? Now I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in just so you can see it. But what if I hot routed this defender right here, this one right here, into man coverage on the tight end? What would that do? Let's go ahead and take a look at it, and we'll see what it does here. So we'll slide him over. Remember, he's been hot routed, and then you can still get the same thing most of the time. There, I got caught up that time, unfortunately, but you can run it that way too. So that's another option. Maybe if the tight end's lined up to the right and the running back lined up to the left, that's something else that you might consider doing with this. I just wanted to kind of show this to you. Now you can see why I wanted to make this 2 videos rather than, I was going to make it 3, but I went inside to make it 2. But you can see why, because there's a lot of things you can do with this one that I didn't want to go through all that. So that right there is that one was on the tight end, and we still got pressure on the quarterback. So a couple things you can do here that's going to allow you to get pressure on the quarterback, even if the running back stays in the pass block. Let's let the running back stay in the pass block this time, because I want to show that to you. And I talked about this in the video breakdown already in that first one I showed. But here's the running back now staying in the pass block. As you look at your screen there, you can see that he's staying in the pass block right there. All right, so let's go ahead and do the same setup again real quick, and we'll go ahead and put him in man coverage on the running back here. And it's the same idea. And there you go. Man, I got caught up, but I still got pressure in the running. Even with the running back staying in the pass block, we still got that pressure off that edge regardless. So that's the nice thing about this. You're still going to get pressure even if the running back stays in the pass block. Now, you may not get home always with this guy because he may get picked up, but that's fine. Same thing here. Here we go. Right there, coming after the quarterback. Right there. So you can see how instant that pressure is. Pretty darn quick, even with the running back staying in the pass block. So guys, I hope this is something you guys can use. And again, I kind of apologize, it's a long breakdown, but as I said earlier, when I did the first video breakdown of this, I knew it was going to be long, and that's why I wanted to separate this into 2 video breakdowns. So this one is called Madden's NFL 23 Defensive Plays Video Breakdown, Alternate Hot Routes when running alternate hot routes when setting up the silver shoot pinch. And this is just a follow-up video to this other breakdown that I did for you guys. It's called This Blitz Setup Screams Heat, even if the running back stays in the pass block. So if you guys get an opportunity, leave a comment, post a comment, you know, do what you guys got to do to help me out here as far as getting people to the site or to watch these videos. Also check out the MaddenGuides.com site, guys. Everything I've been doing for the last couple years now on YouTube has been free for you guys. I don't ask for that much from you guys, but what I do ask is hit some thumbs up and leave some comments. That helps out. I'm going to try to do a defensive guide at some point. You know, I got family and I got a full-time job that I work anywhere between 45, 50 hours a week. And then when I come home, I start doing this type of stuff. So I don't get quite as much time as I'd like on the sticks as I used to, but I still enjoy breaking these videos for you guys. And for you guys who have followed me over the last, 20, 21 years. Gosh, has it been 21 years? It's been 21 years now going on. So since I've been doing this since 2001. So at any rate, guys, I appreciate you guys watching my videos.